don't smoke. But, anyways, this is how that game went. It was a wild one. It really was. Like, those girls playing basketball. I didn't get recorded. I wish I did, but did not get recorded. They went hard, honestly. Pulling that ball away, slinging each other around. I was like, dang. Honestly, I didn't laugh. I didn't boo because I was worried. They wanted my uncle and my cousin, my other little cousin, her little, not her older brother, wanted to sit more close down and towards the hoop, behind the hoop. Now, I told my uncle, he's like, "Do you want to go sit down there closer?" I told my uncle, I was like, I guess I'm following you, you know. Years later, dude. And then that's the last time I say that because I'm never gonna sit behind a basketball hoop again. I swear. I didn't have no problem with it. I guess that's because I wasn't booing or heckling, because I looked over there at the other side of the court, and there was like in the big crowd of people, there was some in the front, laughing or something like that, and they got the ball thrown at them. I was like, yep, that's why I figured would happen. But anyways, very cool game. The opponents that my cousin was taking on, uh, I don't know about the two defense in the back, but the three offense, that was some Space Jam stuff, I swear to you. One of the girls was really short, like little people short, you know, and but she was really good at basketball too. Like they passed her the ball most of the time because I guess she was the best player out of them. And then the other two girls there was one tall girl, and then one sort of almost tall girl, not as tall as the other girl, but like a more stocky, or I guess you'd call that big boned. Honestly, it wasn't really fat. It wasn't really. It was more like a muscular, if anything, probably. Sheesh, that was muscles. I don't think so. I think big boned. But either way, it was interesting to see because they all had their own special techniques as well. Like the tall one was good at jump shots, and the big bone one was good at stealing the ball every time it came near her. So watching this, I was like, "Oh, my cousin's in trouble. this is some space. She needs Bugs Bunny, Lola Rabbit. She needs something, the miracle on her team. That's what she had, honestly, at the end of there. But but yeah, they were playing hard. At first, I thought my cousin had the home team, but apparently she had the away team. So every time I saw the home score go up, I was like, yeah, good job. And then finally, at the last, there's only two quarters of the game, but the second quarter, the last one, I realized, oh, they're away. I'm supposed to be cheering for the away team, but yeah, so I switched over my cheering, and it was funny because that's probably what confused them. Like I didn't know who to cheer for. I ended up cheering for like basically everyone by accident, and because there were some points where I got stared. That's another thing I don't want to sit behind the hoop for. You get stared at by the basketball players at times, and it's weird because if one stares at you, a lot of them stare at you. And you're sitting there going, oh, I don't know where to stare at myself. Because when that happened, in my mind, I thought, man, everyone get your eye on the ball, not on me. Like, so I looked away at the scoreboard or something, try to break that eye contact, where everyone was trying to make crazily. That was hilarious. I know it was me because behind the hoop there was only like three different or four different families sitting behind that hoop. that those benches behind the hoop, there was really not much people, and I was like sitting there right there in the middle, being my Uncle Rob in front of me. He must have been doing something. That's why I always say, "What are you doing to make people stare at us like that?" I don't see. He must be making faces at people. Oh, he's a character. But the game was really good. Um, it was like it was 20-17 in the second quarter, last quarter, and my cousin had the 17 points. Home team had the 20 points, and my uncle even said before the game started, he's like, "They're gonna lose just by little points." He whispers to me. I'm like, "Oh, why do you got put down on them that quickly?" like, like the game didn't even start yet. We didn't see who was playing against them, and he's already sitting there making predictions of who's gonna win. That's pretty funny. But but yeah, what happened was is the opposite actually. My little cousin's team ended up turning it around there at the like last, I think like 20 seconds or something. Made one bucket, and interesting thing is in that last 20 seconds or 30 seconds, they actually finally put in my little cousin. I was wondering that. I was like, man, when is she gonna show up? Well, they put her in and they win the game, so she must be some kind of good luck charm for their team. Man, I thought, but watching that game, I don't know what grade they're in. I think like I don't know, sixth, seventh, or eighth, one of those three. But those little girls, they were fighting over that ball so hard that like you should have seen their faces, honestly, when they didn't get a hold of that ball, or when they had the hold of the ball still, they looked so angry. They were like, I don't know, it was wild, and it happened like 3 to 4 times. It made me think, man, one of these times they're gonna break out fighting or something. Oof. Honestly, I sat there watching. Oof. Like, that's crazy because sometimes they get slung to the ground and stuff. They put on a good game. They really did. I was entertained. I was entertained. But, but I think, honestly, the opponents that my little cousin had to face, if they had a better coach on their team, they would have won that, honestly, because what they did, they had a good play with those three runner-up girls, and apparently my little cousin said those were twins. I don't know about that. They were so different looking. If those were twins, then me and Obama is twins. You know what I'm saying? Just because we, came from the same state. but but yeah, if that other coach on the other team, if he would have switched out at least one or two of those girls, then bam, they would have had a better chance of winning. I think. I don't know, because he basically made them play the whole game. It seemed like I might have missed a switch out, but no. My cousin's team, they did the switch outs, and good calling too. Yeah, it's pretty good. It was like there were some steals that happened where the other teams had a chance to get. That's how the other team actually ended up scoring so fast in the beginning of the game. Well, more in the middle of the game, is because they end up like retrieving the ball, rebounding it, I guess you call. And then I think they have a rule where they have to take the ball out to the 3 point line and then bring it back. But they didn't do that. They were like 2 steps away from the three point line, and then they brought it back. But hey, I don't know how they. It must be different rules with younger people. Um, on my cousin's team, there was this one girl that kept shooting 3 point, 3 point, 3 point. They kept, as soon as I passed her the ball, 3 point. I was like, dang. I think she made one of them, but the other four or three she did not make. I think she was the one that they took out, replaced with my cousin, because she wouldn't pass the ball. She would dribble just a little bit and then shoot that 3 point. In fact, I'm pretty sure she was standing in that 3 point line. It's like a video game character. Like when you're playing basketball in a video game, I'm gonna get those 3 points. Screw the rest. but yeah, it was pretty funny to watch. Um, and then another funny thing about my cousin's team is it was a bunch of like the same height, blonde girls. And so it was hard to tell which one was my cousin out of four girls that looked the same. I was like, what the heck? I had to ask my aunt, my cousin's mom, like, which number was she in? Because I forgot which one. As soon as she walked out on that court with the other girls, I was like, it's a find Waldo. Can't find her. But yeah, that was a fun time. Fun times, it really was. The concession stand was inside. That was pretty interesting. And I think the coolest thing about the whole thing was this, that I felt like my cousin's team was most likely the underdogs, because when I was looking at this home team school and I realized, like, at first I thought, like, when I was walking into the school, I was like, geez, my cousin goes to some preppy, what you call it, like, prep school or something like that. It's nice. It's made marble floor that shines, pillars made out of brick, concession stands inside with, I think I saw a restaurant inside too. This is the kind of school that the town over has, at York. Basically, they have a McDonald's and a Subway in their lunchroom. McDonald's and a Subway. Yeah, this is one of the fancy schools. That's why when I thought my cousin went to that school, I was like, she and my other little cousin, her brother, they are some lucky kids if they're going to this school. Then I realized, oh, this ain't their school, they're facing this school. And then so it felt like these, my cousins probably come from like a school that I went to when I went to Kentucky. Some brick layered school that was like very poor. So basically, I don't mean to laugh at it, but it was cool to me because it was like, most likely my cousin's team was an underdog there in that situation. And they showed exactly how the underdogs played. You might lose hope in them, but you should never lose hope in the underdogs. They always tend to surprise you in the end. That's what happened. With just 2 points, bam, it was over. And there was no way of coming back with like 3-4 seconds left on the clock. It was a good game. Good game. I'm glad I was invited to it. Thanks to my little cousin to that. It was funny. That's another funny thing. She invited me to it, and I was like, I don't mind going as long as it's free. She's like, oh, it's $3 to get in. I'm like, $3? Sorry, I can't go. That's when my uncle was like, oh, I got you. I'll spot you the $3. I'm like, okay. I can't go. Hey, honestly, it's not that I'm cheap. It's that I was running out of money. I honestly had $1 left in my wallet. Actually $2 left. So I was going to ask for $1, but then I didn't want to use that second dollar because that one, I think I threw away because it was like covered in brown stuff. It was a horrible dollar I had, and I think I threw that one away. I only had $1, but still, got to go. Lucky me, and you all got to see too the awesomeness. Stay awesome, people. Enjoy the video. Hey everyone, I'm here at the basketball game. Just chilling, as you can see. Yeah, all this basketball stuff. Yeah, pretty cool. My cousin's playing basketball right now. Number 15. Wish her luck. So my cousin is the home team. They're winning right now. Hopefully they can keep it. Well, it turns out they're actually the guests. They're not home. So they're behind a couple points, but they got this, I think. I think they got it. So we got our cousin out on the court, number 15. Cool stuff. Well, good luck to him. Dang it, check it out. I told you, they'll come back, make a comeback. The other team has this like crazy story. So at the last minute they got 2 points, or not 2 points, 2 buckets, I don't know what you call it. But still they won, so that's good. It was 20-17.